Good evening and salutations, my YNR fans. We're going to start off with Lily for a hot minute. Because for the past couple of weeks, during that whole time in Nice, Lily has gotten on my goddamn nerves. Okay? She comes across as argumentative, insufferable, and I do not understand for the life of me what Kane sees in this woman. Right? And so I'm watching today's episode, and one of the things that really disgusts me about Lily is her ability to use her kids as a weapon, as goddamn leverage against Kane. I'm like, wait, hold on. Are you serious? She says, you know what, listen, I want you to tell me your plans towards Genoa City. Did you forget that you are not married to this man, so he doesn't need to tell you a goddamn thing? But, Lily being Lily, entitled and all, says to him that I want to know everything. Now, honestly, to tell you the truth, he's not there saying, I want Chancellor. He wants more than Chancellor. But he's like, listen, I want you to be able to break the news with me to the kids. She's like, okay, I will do that with you if you tell me your plans. Are you using them as a bargaining chip? And then she practically says, well, if you don't give me what I want, then I'm just going to tell the raw truth. So you're going to turn your kids against their father. Do you understand how vindictive that shit sounds? I've seen Lifetime movies where, the men would do that in a relationship and they'll be called bastards and everything that you can sit there and think of under the sun. This chick is literally willing to use her own goddamn kids as a weapon against their father because she's not getting what she wants to get. What? I understand it's a soap opera and I get that, but it just makes her so goddamn unlikable. Right? And so after Nick comes over and plays good cop saying, listen, I'm sorry that my family put out a hit piece on you and everything like that, and I want to apologize, let's move things over, let's grab a drink or whatever, to Adam being bad cop, he's like, okay, fine. And now the kids found out, and the daughter's sent there calling, and she's like, hey, listen, you abandon everything that you have going on in Genoa City, and I will sit there and help you clean this up. Because apparently she thinks it's a crime, and they're going to be so upset, and she needs to protect him from the fact that he made millions and didn't tell them about it. Was he not sitting there providing for the kids? Was he not providing child support or anything like that for the kids? So let's not sit there and try to act like he was keeping his money away from them. He was denying them access to him or denying money or anything like that towards them. So what exactly does he need to break the news to the kids about? How hurt and upset are they actually going to be? Because I feel like Lily, like usual, is blowing shit out of proportion. She just comes across as such an insufferable character. It is like work to sit there and watch her, and it's just Now Billy comes over and he's blowing hot air. He's like, he comes over Adam and Chelsea's Newman office, and he's like, you don't need to go after Kane, because if you do that, then he's going to come after you twice as hard, and I think it's a bad idea, this, that, and the third. Now remember, Chelsea said before he got there, Adam put out the piece, said demonic Kane and everything like that, and made some dirt about him, but also had to sit there and associate Billy as well. And, Chelsea was like, hey, listen, she aligned herself with him. He aligned himself with Kane, so he's fair game. Whatever happens, happens. Cool. I'm so glad you're on board. By the way, if you are trying to check it out, like if you have cable vision, and they usually give you a synopsis of what happens or what's going to happen. Adam does not get annoyed with Chelsea for defending Billy. That doesn't happen. I don't understand how they put that out there in the description, but that didn't happen. Anyway. So he comes over there, blah, 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 blah. And, Adam pretty much kind of sets him straight. There's a couple of times where Chelsea's like, oh, come on, stop it. Don't say that enough or whatever. I was like, Chelsea, go into the goddamn room. Now, granted, she's like, oh, well, I just don't want y'all to arguing and stuff like that. Then step your ass outside the goddamn room. Let these two men talk their shit out. They don't need a goddamn referee. They didn't ask, none of them asked you to sit there and referee anything. So take your ass out goddamn side. But, they seem like they're fine, and they go over to Sharon and Nick and talking. And I'm going to be honest, Sharon, I've been watching the show for a while. I've never noticed just how much Sharon does not make sense when she's talking, right? So Nick is not there talking about his plans to be the good guy and buddy up to Kane and everything like that, to protect the family and protect the family company. And Sharon's like, why do you always have to sit there and play the hero? Why can't it be somebody else's turn? Nick said before that, all hands are on deck. When it comes towards somebody coming up to the family, all hands are on deck. Right? So what do you want him to do? You want him just to sit back and put his hands up and be like, I'm just going to chill out and see how this whole thing plays out. I understand her concern for him, but it's like you're talking nonsense. You're not making sense. And throughout most of his goddamn conversations, she's not making sense. And so it's really difficult to sit there and have Sharon on there and have her character written so goddamn poorly. And she's been on this show for years. I don't know, maybe even longer than I've been alive. I don't know. But the point is, it's like she's just not really making a lot of sense. And throughout the conversation with Nick, she still doesn't make any damn sense. It's amazing. Billy comes over Billy comes over Victoria's place to check on the kids, to make sure they didn't read the articles. But they're outside horseback riding because that's, apparently what rich people do. But, then, he just checks on her to make sure that she's good and see how she's doing since Cole died. Which, honestly, to tell you the truth, like I said, Cole, people sit there upset that Cole died. I was like, what was he doing for the show? Besides being Victoria's boyfriend. What other use did he have towards the show? I understand supporting characters, I get that, but the guy brought nothing to the show. He brought absolutely nothing to the show to make me miss him, or to find any sort of good trait that he had. So I just don't understand why people are saying, I can't believe they killed off Cole, because Cole was doing what for the show? Anyway, but yeah, just not there checking on them, and that was pretty much about it. Yep. Oh, and Nick and Sharon were about to kiss, and then it didn't happen, and I don't know, I'm sitting there telling about this, because I don't generally care, but just in case, people care, some people care about the couplings and stuff like that. But, let's see. I feel like that's about it. I would sit there and say this was a good episode. I did like watching their back and forth with Adam and Billy. And, Adam just really sitting there just reading Bill for filth. Just really just kind of laying into him and, just being like, oh, so you're gonna counterattack? Oh, wait, you're not gonna counterattack because you don't have your company up and running. So there's not really anything you can sit there and do except for come over here and start shaking your fists and being like, you shouldn't say this and blah, 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 blah. And what it really came down to, bro, you just got your feelings hurt. You're not something they're trying to do is to warn us about the big bad Kane. We got this. We're good. You're not here to sit there out of concern. You're here because you got butthurt. Point blank, period. So I love that interaction. No, it's always really hard for me to sit there and try to sell this show to people. It is actually pretty good. I did generally enjoy this episode today. Um, Even though I had to sit there and deal with insufferable Lily and nonsensical Sharon. Oh, and also Sharon's that they're talking about Mariah. Another stupid ass story that I find myself not caring about. The way that Mariah Smith they're going about with Tess is just asinine. And of course, the disrespect that they are doing to the LGBT community by taking the only gay couple off the show. And listen, even on when they had that party plan or whatever, it seems like here's the thing, and this is with B&B also. They don't mind having a gay character come on a show if they're not a main character. If they're a character like the party planner or a photographer on B&B, it's totally fine. They just don't want any main characters to be gay. CBS and all. But you think about something before I go. Season 1 Supergirl. I forgot her name. Not. God damn it. What is her name? Alex, season 1, she's straight. Season 2, when they move her to the CW, she's gay. Yeah, so just think about that for a minute. Anyway, I feel like that's about it. There might be more to there's obviously more to sit there and cover, so I'm not going to go on a full rant in these reviews. But I'll sit there and break down everything and probably anything else that I missed in my live stream, so definitely come through. I do talk about all the soaps. So if you're a Y&R fan, come in, ask questions, talk about Y&R. I love to sit there and talk about Y&R. This is part of another reason why I'm sitting there doing these reviews. A lot of times I have thoughts about Y&R that I want to sit there and talk about. But if you notice, General Hospital online is just so goddamn popular. So I get a lot of General Hospital fans to come in. But that does not mean that I'm not willing and ready and able. Oh, God, I thought I had my notes. You know what? I'm not going to show y'all my bad handwriting. But ready to sit there and talk about Y&R. Anyway, please share this video. I want to sit there and try to get some more Y&R fans in these streams. That's very, very, very important for me. And it's, I'm trying to round it out a little bit more, I'm not going to be wrong. I love sitting and talking about General Hospital, but I love talking about Y&R, Days, B&B, Beyond the Gates. So help me out by sharing this video on any platforms, and I literally mean any platform. I don't care if it's TikTok, I don't care if it's Facebook, Instagram, whatever you can sit there and share it on, please do that, because that does help round out the live streams and just round out the, the fans, to let people know, hey, listen, you can come on my channel, we can sit there and talk about Y&R. See y'all tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.